My name is Caityn. I'm currently getting my associate's degree at Bluefield College, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Asperger's syndrome in children and teenagers. What is Asperger's syndrome, you might ask? Asperger's syndrome is a developmental disorder on the autism spectrum characterized by difficulty with social relations and interactions, odd behavior patterns, close attention to detail, and an often above average ability to memorize things. Asperger's often remains undiagnosed until children begin having trouble in school or with peers, according to myaspergerschild.com. Now, let's talk about Asperger in the numbers. As a high-end estimate, about 1 in 250 children have Asperger's syndrome, and the low-end estimate is about 1 in 10,000. An estimated 31 to 68 million people are estimated to have Asperger's syndromes. 4 times to 8 times more likely are men to show symptoms of Asperger's than women are. Asperger's is usually first diagnosed around the ages of 2 to 6, and as you can see here, only about 3% of those with an autism spectrum disorder have Asperger's syndrome. The symptoms of Asperger's include the inability to pick up on basic social cues such as body language and facial expressions, easily made uncomfortable by changes in routine or schedule, the inability to pick up on basic changes in tone of voice or recognize sarcasm. People with Asperger's tend to avoid eye contact or maybe stare at others and sometimes speak in a way that can be considered formal beyond his or her years. They may shy away from physical contact or physical displays of affection such as hugs and have difficulty relating to his or her peers. How to care for your loved one with Asperger's. Social interactions can be very confusing and/or overwhelming for someone with Asperger's syndrome. Difficulty understanding the perspectives of others can make it extremely difficult to predict or understand the actions of others. Be patient with your child or teenager and do not condemn them for not wanting to partake in normal social interactions like a normal child would. People with autism spectrum disorders tend to benefit from individualized therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, according to PsychCentral.com, has been found to be the most helpful to those with autism spectrum disorders. CBT is the most widely used evidence-based practice for improving mental health. Cognitive behavioral therapy focuses on problem-based coping mechanisms, which is why people with autism spectrum disorders benefit so much from these types of therapies. In conclusion, Asperger's syndrome has many faces. This makes it nearly impossible to create a solid stereotype of a child or adult with it. Individuals with Asperger's syndrome are all different and their behavior may differ too. There is no cure except for patience, knowledge, understanding, and specialized therapy.